Hi, and welcome to my space. It's been nearly 3 years now. Yes, that's when I was last worried about where the next client will come from. If you're a waterproofing contractor, you might hear how I changed my businesses and ultimately my family's future. As a building contractor, we were averaging 4 to 6 houses at any given time. Things were really looking rosy. Then the economy in our area made a sudden turn for the worst because of an external factor over which I had no control. We were from a small community, which limited my options. A new business was drying up fast, and I was getting very nervous. Although there was a reason, I couldn't and wouldn't want to use it as an excuse for not succeeding in life, and I desperately needed new clients to pay the bills and, if possible, live a decent life. So at the time, a guy whom I'd been following for about 11 years, and I attended some of his business coaching courses, contacted me about his marketing your business digitally. It's a long story how I ended up in construction, but I initially studied electronics and I still had an interest in it. I was interested immediately and enrolled in his so-called tested system. I remember starting the course on Christmas Day. I just couldn't wait to get going, and the thought of I'm going to save my business was definitely the prevailing one. I previously advertised in local newspapers, construction magazines, and even online marketing companies, but was disappointed with all those results because you're competing with all other companies in the same space. But I soon discovered that this digital marketing isn't going to work so well for my construction business either. People don't just buy a builder on Facebook. It's not that simple and easy. Phew, I was devastated. Panic started to set in. I would probably have to postpone my dreams, or worse, stop dreaming at all. About 6 months later, the same guru sent me an invite to a seriously upgraded version of his marketing course. It was very expensive for someone who was now in serious financial trouble. Well, he figured out a way to help us go live with our marketing while watching over our shoulders and nudging us in the right direction. In fact, he encouraged us to get 2 or 3 real clients in our own industry and help them with their marketing. After my training, I wasn't too confident in trying to help other builders if I can't even help myself. So I took on 6 random clients from various industries to help them with their businesses. You can say I had average results with all except one. It was also my biggest and highest paying client. Very soon it seemed we had cracked the secret to this one industry. Yeah, my best client was in the waterproofing industry. I was very surprised. Back where I come from, it's very dry and I didn't even think this could be a business. I obviously immediately realized I was onto something here. I started pouring more and more energy into finding a better and bigger audience, obviously for my client, and refining my message to that audience. My client's return on investment was over 1,000%, and we had only gotten started. Well, back in the real world, my own construction company was barely afloat. Although a totally different industry, I knew we could easily make the transition. With a bit of training, I had my own waterproofing company going in a few weeks. 3 days after starting my campaign, I had my first client. After 2 months, we were at a point where our schedule was about 75% full. After 2 more months, we were more than 100% full, and we started splitting up our team and working on weekends to cope. This taught me another very important lesson. It's not just about how hard I can work. It's also about figuring out where my clients are and finding the right way to let them know where I am. And I think you as a contractor can relate to that. We've all got pride in our work, but sometimes you just can't figure out how to let the world out there know how high your quality and standards are. My first client was a supplier. Although I just dived straight in with my own campaign, basically copying his audiences over to mine, I soon realized that we have slightly different clients. Although he sells to the DIY market as well, he is more interested in contractors buying continuously from him. Well, I now have completely different campaigns and target markets for the supplier and contractor campaigns. I achieved a 726% return on investment for my own waterproofing contracting company. I have to emphasize we are not in a big city. We service 4 towns. For the big supply company, I achieved 1,040% return on investment. This excludes return clients, which is ultimately our goal. Life really came full circle for me. I was able to save my business. I was also able to combine my initial interest in electronics with my interest in construction and make a success of that. This has taken so much pressure off of me. It has given me new energy and in fact a fail-safe system which can adapt in hours to a changing economy and or a changing market. The recent pandemic is proof of that. For the first 2 weeks of the lockdown, we were also a bit in shock. We eventually got our butts into gear, and by the second month of the lockdown, we were back at 75% of our capacity. It has given me complete peace of mind to know that I can generate new clients at will and exactly as many as I need. My biggest fear as a contractor has now been eliminated. So, do you also have these fears and or worries from time to time? Or maybe you just want to take your business to the next level? I'm confident I can do the same for you and achieve the same results. The audiences look the same all over the world, so no matter where you are, it will work. Okay, that's it. If you want more clients, more consistently, hit the yes, let's talk button below, and you can select a time slot that suits you for a short info session with me, where I'll show you my system and some of my secrets. So I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.